Hello and welcome back to our Skyblock series. As a new sunset, or not, no, sunrise, a new sunrise begins, we are ready to finally build those villager houses. And this time, for once, I did most of the... there it is. Most of the gathering of resources. Wait, no, I need to gather this and first, then the rest. I want my tools in my hands. So I did get most of the materials this time. That way I can actually start from the right foot, you know. As soon as I wake up, I can just go and win. It's down there. What is that? It's down there we want to build the houses. What's this about? Food. Okay. Anyway, we have to build 7 buildings today, 1 on each island. It's just gonna be replicas of islands, or not islands, replicas of houses the villagers already had. I want them to feel at home, so whatever that was in that village, I'm gonna copy here, and I'm gonna also make some buildings that were not in that village, just because I need bigger buildings. Especially this one, I know I want a big building. So yeah, we're gonna be building today, but first, it's gonna be the clips from the stream with Chris, as always. I don't think I have much this time, so for real, this time it might be really short from the stream part, and then we'll get to actually building everything here. So yeah, let's move on to the stream with Chris.
In the previous episode, we built this, like, what did you call it? A gazebo?
Yeah, it looks like a gazebo, like a fancy gazebo.
That is what I was going for, but I couldn't think of the name. Yeah, we built this like gazebo thing. We built like a map here, just so we could see our base. Totem poles for our ideas for later on. And we're actually going to be accomplishing one of those in today's episode, which is the cactus farm. So, we do have white dye, which is what I highlighted the tasks that we've gotten done so far, but I want to highlight them in green, so does Cass. So to get green dye, we need a cactus farm.
Did you see my islands down there?
I did, yeah, and I watched your episode, so I obviously saw the time lapse, but yeah, I saw the different islands you're doing down here. In fact, let me show my audience, because I don't think I have yet. This is what Cass has been working on. So he's going to be building, like, proper houses for the villagers, instead of, like, the regular trading hall you usually see. This is where our trading hall is going to be. So, obviously, it's a replica design of the ones up top. And the houses aren't built yet, but all of the other islands are, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I do plan to place grass around their houses, but that's gonna mean a lot of dirt farming, and then... Why is there... Okay, no, there's 10 villagers. I thought there was more. Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of dirt farming, and eventually grass growing as well, which I'll just be stealing the grass, like, from the animal pen. Bring it over to the villager area. But yeah, that's gonna be... Damn, that's gonna be a good amount of work. Oh, and also, I want to hire you for something. I just realized I forgot to ask you.
Okay.
So, you know how you always do those paths, and you put bushes and all around, and then it gets all pretty?
Mm-hmm.
Could you do that in my village? Because I can make the houses, but make paths and then make it look good, I can't do that.
If all of the stone that I need for my 2 islands are in the chest, like the regular stone and the smooth stone, you can have all this cobble I'm mining.
Interesting.
Yeah. That way you don't gotta do so much grinding.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I pretty much just have to recreate the houses from the villagers.
I have a question. Are you just going to be replicating the structures from the village, or are you going to be making your own interpreted version of those structures,
It's
or
gonna
are you just gonna
be
do something completely different?
the houses that can naturally spawn.
Okay, and are you just gonna be like the librarian house is for these librarians, the
Yeah, I may change some stuff. For example, there's one big house that just has like 3 beds and nothing else in there. I might add decorative stuff and lecterns, like you said, for the librarians.
yeah.
So basically, I'll try to make so each building has a working villager in there that's useful to us. You know what? I got an idea for another district we could do.
Yeah, what's that?
A
golf?
divertisement.
A what?
Entertainment district. Just,
Like mini games and shit?
yeah. So that when we're bored of the labor, because it's mostly labor on Skyblock, huh? We could go and play a few games of whatever there is. I'm sure we can come up with a couple of games that fits on our islands.
I want to make a bounce house.
That's lame as hell. I'm not sure
You're
about
lame.
the entertainment district anymore.
I want a bounce house, dog.
It's
What's
lame.
your deal? You're fucking lame. How about that?
What you gonna do? That's not a mini game. We need an actual mini game.
It's still fun.
What? Just jump on slime like hee?
Yes.
But it doesn't
Or maybe,
like push you
or-
up that much.
or we could make a mini game where it's like we have to jump from a height and hit the slime blocks and then land into like a pool of water, and depending on which pool of water you land in, it's points, and the more points,
Oh, the
smaller
pools
the
are
water
smaller.
is.
Yeah, okay. Actually, you're cooking right now. I like it. Kill the younglings.
I'm sorry.
There's so
I'm
many of them.
sorry.
What are we gonna do?
They don't even hurt us. That's the sad thing. They're not even. They're like completely defenseless.
Yep, but they're the only one giving us slime balls, so they gotta go.
Yeah. Let me show you the server just so that.
Say bye first. Say bye. I'll probably
Oh.
include this. Say bye to me.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye. Okay. And here we are back to start building. As always, you know, I don't know what happened in the stream. I may have kept 1 or 2 clips. I don't know. I don't feel like much happened. But this is where we're gonna start. We are currently on the bottom right of these islands, and we're gonna be building it like this, going around, and then we'll finish with the furthest island. So for this one, it's a build that's 2 stories high. I think it's normally for librarians, but I don't know if I want to use it for librarians because I feel like it's too small. I need a lot more librarians. And there's a big structure going on this one. I just don't know if I want to use it for beds or for the librarians. But I'll see when I come to this island. That's why I keep it for the end. I'll just build this one. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to make a short time lapse for this. Probably like only a few, like 30 seconds maybe. And then I'll take a moment to talk about it, talk about the next one, and then start another time lapse and then another. So a couple of little time lapses just to build the houses one by one and not do them all at once in one big time lapse. So yeah, let's move on to building this thing. I have everything I think I need. If I do need something else, I'll just go back up and go back down. I also need to kill those guys. So yeah, let's move on to a time lapse. Okay, that's very bad. That's the very first house I do, and I already forgot they need doors, so I had no doors planned at all. As you can see, the inside is kind of weird, because here is supposed to be bookshelves, and here a lectern. that's the build that's normally for the librarians. But like I said, it's quite small, so I don't think that's gonna be what I'm using it for. I'm probably gonna use it for a villager type. Why is it not working? I'll use it for a villager type that we don't need a lot of. Nah, that works. But I really like this one. Even though it's small, I feel like it's one of the best villager houses. It just looks kind of good, and there's a lot of torches around. And that's not me just spamming, it's how it's supposed to be. There's even 2 at the back right there. I think everything should be covered. Even the roof should be within the torches and shouldn't spawn anything on this line. But yeah, I like the shape. I like that it's 2-story. It's just not gonna be useful for librarians. And now, yes, this is not making it pretty, but at some point this is gonna be grass with a path leading like from the house to the different pathways, and some rubble, some bushes. I'm sure Chris is gonna make a nice decoration all around, as he's the decorator for outdoor areas. So let's move on to the second build, and let's move on to it in time-lapse already. I think this is gonna be a very recognizable build. I think I know what I want to build there. So let's move on to the time-lapse. Let's go. And with this, we are 2 out of 7. Okay, so that's another one down. I don't think there's any light anywhere else. Oh, I forgot a pillar back there. My bad. Also, I'd like to say sorry. I kind of hyped this one, saying it was a very recognizable one. It's really not, especially since I'm missing one part right here. The next one is the one I meant was gonna be recognizable. This one is actually a Fletcher house. Normally there would be a Fletcher table here, a flower pot here, and in front here would be a yellow and white wool, or maybe it's white wool here and yellow here. I'm not quite sure, but I do not have yellow wool. I do have like normal wood, but I felt like it could go for later. It's a good time to point out as well, I forgot on the first house, I don't have windows. Glass is a very rare commodity, as in we only have a few pieces of sand, which Chris used for a cactus farm somewhere up there. I don't know which one it is, but he has a cactus farm up there now. So that means we cannot use the sand for that, but villagers can sell glass. So that's how we're gonna fill in those glass. Same thing for this one. There was a lot of missing glass on the side right there, at the back as well. Is there windows at the top here? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there is a window that goes right there. So yeah, those windows are gonna be filled when we trade with villagers. Same for the wool. I think the Fletcher or Shepherd, I don't know which one, or if it's even a name, I think they can sell wool. But yeah, let's move to the next one. This one is the actual one I say is going to be recognizable. And it's going to be annoying as well, because there's a lot of slime around here. Let's deal with those, and then I'll build the time-lapse for this building. Not only this one is pretty good because it is a very useful building, but also most of the stuff that's decorative, like this grindstone or this lava, those bars, I think there's 2. All of those we can actually place. I can even make furnace because all of this is accessible, so we can really get the feel of the natural building. Now, there's something wrong here. What is this? Just missing a block? Probably not that, huh? I'm assuming it just continues like this. There we go. So we can pretty much use all the blocks. It's almost over. There's just like the glass panes again. I did change one thing. Inside of this roof, mobs can spawn. So I did place a torch there that normally isn't there. In here, I need a chest here, which I can do that later. And I think that's how you do them. Yeah, pressure plate for the table. So there we go. We just need the chest and the glass we can buy from villagers. And this one is fully done. We'll be able to get everything inside of here. Now, let's talk about orientations. I decided to do this one here because most of the village is this way. So I decided to put the doors this way. But then I put the door of this one or the front of this towards this way because there's nothing really behind it. So I wanted to be able to see it from most of the village. So that's how I kind of went with this. I tried to keep everything in front of those, but it's still kind of hard to find a placement. As well, when there's like an entrance at the back here, I can't just put the thing right here, you know, the blacksmith building. I cannot just stack it on the wall or there won't be any space to go around. So since there was something behind, I kind of just placed it in the middle. And that's what I'm going to do with the other one. This one is going to be old to the wall. This one on the corner old to the wall as well. And this one as well. The only ones that kind of have to be in the middle is those two spots because they have something on every side. So there's no side that has nothing compared to everyone other than that. And it's looking pretty good already. I'd say we're almost half done. Because we have 7, so it's like we need half a house to be able to say half done. But it looks pretty good already. Villagers are going to be happy. Oh, I forgot something here. The chimney. I need one stone wall here. I'll add it later. That's something we can do. So yeah, let's move on to the next one, which is going to be right here. So another time lapse for that, I guess. And another one, now I think this, with lights and stairs. Did I make any? Yes, I did. Bam. I forgot the door, though. I'll come back for a door. I forgot the door. I don't recall what's inside, but I know in the outside right here, there's the cauldron. So let's do bam, 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 centered, pretty sure. Let's put water in 2 of them. Now, I don't know what this building is for. I just like the fact that there are cauldrons like this. So that's why I chose this one for the side here. I don't know if it's for leather. Is there a thing like a leather worker as a villager type? I don't quite know. But that's another build done. I think I didn't miss anything. Except, well, except the door, of course. I can real quick as well try to go over there and place the remaining walls since I made some. This island is so dangerous though. It's straight where the mobs spawn, like those slimes. And I got to like half a heart earlier when I was building the blacksmith building because of them. So I just don't want to get hit too much. I did go grab some carrots so I can survive now. But yeah, 3, no, that's 4 buildings done. We're on to this one now, which yeah, I'm still good to keep going. So another time lapse for the next building, number 5, I believe. Okay, this one just needs 2 doors. One at the back right here, and one at the front. And I made a few extra to not forget to have doors for the next ones. Ooh, is that too dark? Let's place that down just in case for now. We'll figure it out later. And bam, we have a door for this one. So this one is kind of a similar case to the first one because there's 2 floors. It doesn't have like a balcony or anything, but in exchange, it has like a pen area, which I don't know if I want to bring some of the animals here just for decoration or if I'll find another use for that. But yeah, that's a pretty nice 2-story house with like a chimney. I didn't forget this time. I also placed the torch up there. I didn't know if this one warped around enough. If you go inside, there's just like little benches. I don't know what that is. I guess it's just a door. Not a door. What am I saying? A table. I think it's a table. This is part of the chimney. I think you're supposed to have a smoker here, but I don't have what it needs to make a smoker. I actually don't even know how to make one. I forgot. So that is 5 out of 7 done. We're moving on to the biggest one yet. This is where I'm thinking I'll either place the librarian or the beds because there's a lot of space going into this one. This one is kind of big. It takes most of the island. It was just to have one villager house type that can house a lot of people. So yeah, let's move on to this one. I'll probably have to go up and down a few times for this. Well, let's go. There we have it. Not the prettiest of the bunch, of course, as all bulky houses are. Not the prettiest, but it is, I think, the largest if we talk interior space. Now, let me get in there. Normally, this house would have 1 bed right here and 1 bed right here. But I don't know if I want like rows of lecterns or rows of beds. Because this is the biggest one. The only reason I chose this one to be on the 7 islands is because it was the largest villager house I found naturally spawning. I'll probably remove the tables. I just placed them at, like as indicators of where the stuff was previously. But this is probably not the layout I'm gonna go with. So yeah, that's the biggest one of the 7. And now we just need 1 more, which is gonna be right in the middle over there. It's gonna be the centerpiece, the masterpiece. It's gonna be a useful village building. Never mind. I was gonna say not the most useful, but I think it will be. So what it looks right now, if we go right here and show, this is what it looks like. We have a good village going. Big house. Penthouse, I guess, leatherwork, blacksmith. I think this one is Fletcher, and this one would be librarian if this one is beds. But we'll see. And now, centerpiece. Last one of the bunch. Let's go into the time lapse. And there we have the last building of the lot. I'm pretty sure it's done. I didn't push it all the way to the back just in case we do something behind. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all it is. It's just really a block of cobblestone without the glass. But that's the church. You may have recognized it. That's the church. Normally there would be stained glass everywhere. There would be brewing stand here. I don't think there's a lectern here, but it could be. There could be. So yeah, every village need their church. So I decided to make one, and also I can get what do you call them, clerics, and sell them the rotten flesh that we get from this, because we do get a lot of rotten flesh. If I go check, it's probably one of the most filled chests. Yeah, it's almost full. We probably started throwing it in the void or something. So let's take a look at the village. So this is now the new state of this village. It looks pretty good. And it's gonna go even better when Chris comes in and replace that cobblestone for dirt, and then we grow the dirt as grass, and then he adds pathways and then bushes. It's gonna look pretty good, but most importantly, we need the functionality. So starting now, off episode, between episodes, I'm gonna continue breeding them and eventually get some of them out so they can walk in the village. And that's how we're gonna get a working village. Every one of these houses is gonna have some type of job in there so that we can trade with villagers, get rich, and get items that we normally could not get in Skyblock. So that was about it for this part of the episode. I think it's actually the last thing I needed to do, huh? So yeah, let me go back up to my platform, just doing a very last recap. Okay, so yeah, we did plenty on this one. We had to build this in 2 episodes, do the platforms in episode 1, do the buildings in episode 2, but I think we did it in a decent amount of time. There is a bunch of buildings that are probably better than the ones I chose, but I kind of had to take those buildings anyway. Like this one is off-centered, it kind of bugs me, but I wanted to use it as is. I really want the villagers to feel at home, so they need the exact home they're using, because I don't want to make them feel like in danger. I don't want them to feel uneasy. The villagers have a really deep and interesting culture, so I don't want to disrupt any of that by changing it. For example, did you know that villagers have that belief that they're connected to their house, and that if they go too far from it, they might get kidnapped by someone wearing green and blue clothes? Now, I don't know where that come from. I think it's kind of silly, but I don't want to disrespect their culture so that I look like the villain, you know? So I don't disrespect their culture, even though I don't believe in their stories. Blue and green men, what are they talking about? But yeah, 7 buildings. That was a pretty good episode. I think that's where we're gonna end it, and we're gonna see you all in the next one for some more buildings, I think. I don't know what next episode is. It's the first time I have no plans. I'm gonna have to think about it. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching if you did, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.